Okay, hi everybody, this is Mr. Roche. We're working on our cube and I wanted to show you, like if you're doing some designs, you can do things like cut through the spaces that you've already made, which makes things look interesting too. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, so the way you do it is you pick a face that you want to work on, work with. And then you make a sketch on that face. That's the thing. So I got one face over here. I'm working on looks like the front side, um, or the right side of the front, basically. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and view normal to sketch plane. And then what I want to do is I want to cut some holes in this, but I don't want to cut the sides of the, like I don't want to cut through here. That would be bad. So I really only need to cut like in this space. So what I got to do right now, what would be helpful to do, is to go back to the translucent mode because it shows me all the insides here of the cube and what's going on, okay? Okay, and then I can do something like I can take the square tool that we've been using, right, the center point rectangle, for example, and I can use it to do stuff. So I can go like this, take the center point rectangle, and I can make a kind of a cube that will not cut the edges. So you can go up to them, but you kind of want to leave some room on both sides here. So I'm going to cut it like maybe something like that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the tool off and I'm going to hit the dimension tool and come over here. And 2.9 looks good. And this seems okay too. And this is about 2.9 as well, 2.9. So it's like basically square for me, okay? And that seems like a good thing. And I'm going to make some cuts into this, okay? So then one thing you might want to do is cut out like the little corners here. So I might do something like this. I might pick the center point circle and come out here and make a little circle here that runs sort of up to it, up to the other circle, maybe like a little bit below because it might be easier to kind of make all the cuts and stuff. So let me see, or maybe something like this. That might be good. Okay, so I got this circle that's sitting here. This is like the I think it's the diameter of it. And what we're going to do then is we're going to make some cuts. So this is the trim tool. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim, let me see, I'm going to trim this out of it. So I'm going to trim all the square lines out of it. So I just hit them and they go away. Okay, and then I'm going to cut these. And there you go. Okay, and so that looks pretty good. And those things can be cut as long as the connections are made with them and stuff like that. So that looks pretty good. And then what I want to do is just kind of decorate with some other circles. So I might go like this. And then I'm going to zoom in for artistic awesomeness. And this is kind of cool because you can, if you turn off the tool, you can move them around since they're blue. Okay. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to go around the edge of them to make a nice design. But not have them be too close to each other. That's sort of the trick. Okay, like this one's sort of messed up, so I'm going to turn that off. Just move this over. Too close to the edge, right? Or I might like swap these two. Push this guy out over here. Maybe. go back to the tool. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to leave good space in between these sort of circles, because they won't 3D print well if you don't leave good spaces between things. Like that's a mistake right there, right? Way too big. So I'm going to turn the tool off and go here, and then kind of keep going, just try to finish out this like little job. But I like what's happening, and you can see like just with just some little basic shapes, like you can make some kind of cool stuff. Just take your time. And you know, just sort of do your best. That's all. Whatever you do is going to be great. So let me see. I'm going to add a couple of circles down here, but you don't want them all to be the same if you're doing circles. You kind of want to mix it up. And you can do things like cut them up and stuff like that if you really want to, which is fun too. But you want to make a nice design. I'm pretty good here. I think if I just have like one more circle maybe down here. And not to overkill. So that's kind of cool. There. All right, so I feel good about that. Okay, so that's my design. Okay, like the circles don't need to be. You can spend a lot of time trying to make them like fully constrained, but we don't need to. Okay, so I'm going to turn back on the shaded part. Okay, so now I have this design, and I'm going to say okay. I'm going to see what I can extrude. Okay, so that's sort of where we are. So let's see if we can extrude it. Okay. And so the way to extrude this from a drawing is just to click on them until they turn orange and get what you want. Okay, so I'm going to try this. These look like they're extruding fine. Okay, they're going to push their way out right now, but we're going to fix that. And I'm going to keep going with this to try to get more things, you know, ready to extrude. Okay, so I'm in here picking circles to extrude. All of them are extruding, so that's very good. Just got a couple more. So I'm doing this. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to cut them. Okay, I want to cut them through. I want to like punch them through the other sides of the thing, and I can actually punch them through. So if I wanted to, I could just go like this and just leave them there. And that's sort of cool, right? Looks pretty neat. But what I want to do is I want to actually punch them. So I'm going to use this. Instead of add, I'm going to remove. And see what happens. And what you can do is, this is doing blind. I'm going to go through all. And what it does is it cuts through everything. And that's awesome. And there you go. And now you got like a hole in your box. And that's really pretty neat. Okay, so just to review. So what I did was I extruded just like we've been doing all along, except this time instead of add, I picked remove. And then instead of doing a blind extrusion where we just pick the distance, I did through all is what I did. And you have more control. There's other things you can do, but what that does is it pushes the thing all the way through it and it just removes it. So there you go. So that's a cool thing. And, you know, depending on what you do, like you can make some really nice stuff really quickly.